What's going on? It's Ed here from ClicksGeek, and today we're going to talk about you as a Google Ads agency owner or freelancer wondering if you should take on more than one client in the same niche in the same market. So let's hop into it. So here's my take on that. Look at your search impression share, okay? Find out how much of the market your existing client is in front of, and then make a decision based off of that. And also, how is that client performing? Okay, so let's say client A, let's just go with a roofer in Jacksonville, Florida, as an example. Let's say that guy is spending $3,000 a month, or his budget is $3,000 a month, and after a couple weeks of data in the campaign, you see that that particular client is at 30% impression share, meaning that his campaign is in front of 30% of the market during his ad schedule. Look at that and then say, okay, is there room to have a second person in that market? If it's 30%, I'd say, yeah, you could likely have a second person in that market. If that impression share was, say, 50, 60, 70%, I'd say technically, yes, you could have a second person in that market, but they are going to be competing at a much more frequent basis. And because of that, you're going to need to do a lot more customization, totally different campaign, totally different landing page. So there's no crossover. So it's making up more work on your side. So part of the benefit of having clients within the same niche is you can do a lot of cloning within AdWords Editor and cloning of the landing pages to make your onboarding even faster. However, if they're going to be in the same market going head to head, it's not really right that they're both using the exact same landing page, exact same keywords, exact same ad copy. Kind of looks shitty if you ask me. So what I would do is look at your impression share first and figure out where that client's at after a couple weeks of data or a month of data, however long they've been running. Obviously, if you're less than a week, that's not really a in-depth look at the market. But let's assume they're running 2 weeks, 4 weeks, something like that. Find out where they're at impression share wise, and then just use your best judgment. There's no like set in stone answer here. But just try to be realistic. I'd say 50% is kind of that cutoff mark. You could always go higher. I know guys that'll do 2 or 3 or 4 people per market, but it really depends on search volume and impression share. So I hope that helps. Keep in mind there's no right or wrong here, other than if you jam too many people into that box, you're going to be increasing costs. Well, they would have been marketing anyway, so costs would have gone up anyway. But you're going to be basically making it harder to perform for each of those because they're all competing against each other with your own assets. You're going to have to make new landing pages, new campaign. So just keep that in mind. Let me say it with this caveat. If you told them there's market exclusivity, then you can't have a second person in that market. But if you didn't say there was market exclusivity, that's a different story. So I would say use your best judgment. Keep in mind that you want to make fulfillment of these campaigns as easy as possible and make your life easier. If you just want to jam another person into that market, but then you've got to double or triple your efforts on the back end to actually get it to be a functioning campaign that's profitably bringing in leads, is it worth it bringing in that person? Think about it strategically and logically. If you've got a 2 or 3 extra work on the back end to get that up and running and get it performing properly, is it worth it bringing that person in and driving up costs? Or just say you can't at the moment, put them on a waiting list and say, should things change, reach back out, and then just go and look for the next market. So there is no right or wrong answer, but just think strategically. Now with SEO, totally different story. That's a much different, deeper, wider game. There's way more traffic to be had on the SEO front than there is on the Google Ads front. So especially localized markets. Hope that answer helps. I know it's a vague answer and there's nothing set in stone, but that's kind of our best practice internally for how we think about things. If I had something at 75%, I'd probably be like, you know what, I don't think this is a good fit, especially if it's white label. I can't be just jamming people in there and just trying to take money. It's not right. So I hope this helps. Again, this is Ed here from ClicksGeek. We build and manage Google ad campaigns for local businesses and agencies. We're a Google Premier partner, and that's what we specialize in. If you'd like to learn Google Ads, obviously this channel, subscribe here, but also in the description, there'll be a link to our Google Ads course, our landing page course, and a few other courses that we have as well as our services. So if you need anything, just hit us up. I hope all is well. Have a great day. Take care. Bye.